I have over 1,000 hours in Elden Ring with 84 game completions, and I've enjoyed every build to some degree, so this build will be no exception, right? This is the worst weapon I've ever used for a run. I've used weapons with less than optimal split damage, weapons that focus on cosplay rather than damage, weapons with much better alternatives, and weapons that primarily did holy damage even throughout the late game. And this one, Bastard Stars, is the worst one I've used in a run so far. But before I get into my drawn-out degradation of this weapon, let's discuss the disappointingly few positives possessed by this choice of arms. The unchangeable Ash of War, Nebula, has a deceptively long range, much like that long-distance relationship I had freshman year. And is especially great at catching other Tarnished in the blast radius of that ring of explosions. There also is the cool look and the funny sound you hear whenever you walk around with it. I'm sure this is the favorite weapon of some eccentric PvPers out there, but as someone that plays PvE, this ain't it, chief. While the Ash of War has great range, it still leaves you open for plenty of attacks and doesn't do nearly enough damage to massive enemies. On top of this, we have the Flail moveset. The R1s on this weapon have a shorter range than you may think, and the heavy attack is slower than you may think. This with split damage into magic and physical, with no status buildup or great attack bonuses, but the icing on this lackluster performance cake. If you're gonna go and try to do a run with this, you'd be well off pumping intelligence to at least 60 and getting the minimum requirement for dex. Your best bet may be to pair this up with the meteorite staff and make some gravity-themed mage build out of it. But in that case, you might as well use the Wing of Estelle or the meteoric ore blade. And I will have the details of my build in the description, but I really could not find a fun way to use this thing. If you have any ideas, be sure to comment them below. It took me 85 runs of the game, but I finally found a weapon I just didn't have fun using. I think this speaks more to the plethora of great weapons in this game, rather than how bad Bastard Stars is. There are still a couple hundred more weapons I've yet to use in a run, and if you want a build guide on a setup that's much more usable than this weapon, be sure to smash that subscribe button harder than I smashed my desk, trying to get this dang weapon to be viable.